This is Hampton Street. Now Hampton was the old Saxon name for Southampton. Later it was called Hampton, then later Southampton to differentiate it from Northampton. But it gave its name to Hampshire. It was originally Hamptonshire and it became corrupted to Hampshire. This is the Bargate in Southampton, which was built around the year 1180. This is a view of the Bargate from the side. This is Catchcold Tower on Southampton walls, which was built in the 15th century. It's got its name for obvious reasons. This is another view of Catchcold Tower and part of Southampton city walls. Now, the sea used to come up to this stretch of wall. Unfortunately, when the walls around Southampton were first built, only the section of the town facing land was defended, and the section of the town facing the sea was left undefended. But in 1338 the French landed and they were able to get access to the town from the sea, and they killed many of the inhabitants. But the English rallied and later drove them back. The French retreated, fled to their ships and sailed away. This is St. Michael's Church. It dates from the 11th century, and some of the people of Southampton were at Mass here when the French landed and attacked in 1338. This is the medieval merchant's house in Southampton. This is the merchant's hall in Southampton, used for buying and selling. In the Middle Ages, Southampton would be a busy little port and market town. We're not sure of its population, but if we say between about 3,000 and 3,500, we're probably not far wrong. So it's quite a busy, quite an important little place. This is the wool house. In the Middle Ages, wool was England's main export, and much of it went through Southampton. This is Simnel Street. You can see St. Michael's Church in the background there. But Simnel was originally a type of fine flour. This is the Tudor House Museum. During the 16th century, the Tudor period, Southampton actually became less important. It was in the doldrums, as it were. But it was still quite a large town. In 1596, a census showed that it had nearly 4,000 people. So by the standards of the time, Southampton was still reasonably large. This is then a memorial to Jane Austen, who lived in Southampton. Now, in 1801, Southampton had a population of about 8,000. So it wasn't exactly a huge place, but in the 19th century its fortune revived with the coming of steamships and so on, and it became a very busy and very popular port again. This is Canal Walk. There was a canal in Southampton, but it wasn't a success. But when the railway came in 1840, it helped Southampton because it made it easier for passengers from London and other places to reach the port, to go to and from it. This is a memorial to the engineers of the Titanic. Although the Titanic was built in Northern Ireland, many of the crew came from Southampton, and the city or the town suffered seriously when the Titanic sank in 1912. Many people from Southampton died. This is Holyrood Church, which was bombed by the Germans during World War II. Because Southampton was an important port, of course it was an obvious target for German bombing, and much of the city centre was devastated at that time. This is Southampton Civic Centre and Library, built in the 1930s. Incidentally, Southampton didn't officially become a city until 1964. This is the Marlins Shopping Centre, opened in 1991. There used to be a leper hostel dedicated to Mary Magdalene, and the lands attached were called Magdalene's Fields, and later that changed to Marlins, and that's where the name comes from. To bring us up to the 21st century, here is West Quay Shopping Centre. I thought I'd end this tour with a contrast. Here you can see the West Quay, but if I turn, you can see Southampton's medieval walls. So that brings us to the end of the tour. Hope you liked it.